wanted. And sometimes that happens just to make a mislead. Um, we take those same looks, next game as well. So, we just got to be prepared for those same type of looks that we may be able to get, and we just got to make them. I mean, tonight they didn't fall for us. And I think that kind of led to that drop in our energy a little bit on the defensive end, but. We'll take those. We'll take them all again, and hopefully they're there for us next game, and we'll capitalize.
James, with kind of the rotating centers with DeAndre, Paul Reed, Paul Millsap obviously getting some minutes too, just how do you try to build chemistry with those guys on the fly, just sort of, while Joel is out?
I think it's a collective. Can you hear me? Hello, I think it's a collective, effort, from those three that'll be getting majority of the minutes of at the center position. Then I think tonight we went with Tobias and George in there as well. So it's gonna be different lineups. It's a position that we're in, and we just got to figure it out. But I think tonight we had some really great shots. They just didn't go in. I think what we can control is turnovers. I think we had 16 turnovers. Which is way too many, and then offensive rebounds. So two things that we've been preaching even from last series. If we can control those things, we'll be better in game two. We give ourselves a chance.
James, what specifically could you have done better to help this team win tonight as kind of the leader now with Joel gone?
I think I can be a little bit more aggressive. They did a really good job of just boxes and elbows, showing their bodies and crowding the ball when ball screens came. So we'll watch film, find ways to get better. But I think, the shot making is what opens up the floor for our entire team. We make a couple shots, then that floor opens up a little bit more.
And how effective was PJ with you tonight? He's very PJ.
PJ is PJ.
You know what I mean?
PJ is PJ. Plays hard, but it's not something that I'm worried about.
Tobias, you found a rhythm in the second quarter that ended up being really important for you guys in that first half. What specifically in there worked for you that you're going to hope to build on as you guys move into the next one?
Just attacking some of the smaller guards that they have, making them switch, and then getting downhill. So that was working, and just being aggressive in those spots. A lot of those baskets came from stops that we got on the other end. So just letting our defense fuel the offense, pushing the pace. That's something that we can go to in the next game, if it's there. But at the same time, when we did get those stops, we were really good in getting the ball out and getting out in transition and just running, really.
James, looked like in the first half you had some success with drag screens, step-up screens, getting you the matchups you wanted. What needs to change for that to happen more consistently and for you guys to be able to hunt the situations you want?
I think you just watch film and see what we can do consistently. First half, it was working. Second half, I think we slowed up a little bit more. Just having a purpose on the offensive floor and executing it. Whether we just getting a good shot every single time. I think tonight, especially in the second half, we got some good looks. Could have been better, but I feel like we got some good looks. And, with our shooters, Danny and George and, Tyrese, we living with those.
Tobias, coming into this series, a lot of you guys talked about how you felt like Toronto kind of prepared you guys, and there were some similarities between the stuff that Miami would throw at you versus them. Did that hold true tonight, or were there some extra wrinkles or maybe some things that Miami was doing that was different than maybe you expected?
I mean, they're a different group, different team. I thought in the third quarter they had a little stretch there where they, bullied us on the glass, and I think that's unacceptable for what we're trying to get done here. We knew Toronto was a physical team, crash the boys, but they're a physical team as well with big bodies. So we got to do a better job on the defensive end of rebounding and really being physical with them as well, because that little stretch there was a big stretch in the momentum shift of the game. Stuff that we know already, but we got to put into play sooner. The minute we're out there on the floor.
Tobias, you just mentioned that run in the third quarter. Obviously, going into half up one, good way you guys played in the first half. Do you feel like this is one you guys let slip away without Joel to try to get a chance to take control of the series? And if so, how do you kind of bounce back from that on Wednesday?
Well, we lost, so yeah.
James,
we lost the game.
schematically, what did Miami do to prevent you from getting to the free throw line as often as you do?
Next question.
Fod or James or T, with this series, until it gets to Game 7, if it gets to a Game 7, games every other day, for something like the situation you guys in, where you lost the first game, would you rather have more time to prepare, or is it good to get right back out there and snap?
For us, I think it's good to get back out there. You know, every game, it's its own game. Like, whether you lose by a game winner or you lose by 30, 40 points. So, you know, we find things that we can correct and go out there in game 2 and win the game. You know, we let them get off to a good start. You know, we called back. We took the lead going into halftime. We got to have a better third quarter, and it's that simple. And I think as this series goes on, as game by game and quarter by quarter, to break it down, we'll get better, and we'll settle into the series, and we'll be great. No matter, obviously we're missing Joe, but you know it's out of our control, and we got to go out there and man up and be great. And I know we will do, because we've been resilient, you know, so far.
Basically, I was going to ask something similar to Tobias. It just seems like just with y'all, disappointed that you got this loss, but at the same time, it seems like there's still some confidence that you can correct some things and come back.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is a confident group, confident team, and this is the playoffs. Like, we don't go out there expecting to lose a game. I mean, you know, that's you guys' job to write that up for us on what we're about to do or whatnot, but for us in the locker room, you know, we got to get better and get back to game 2 and be ready to get a W, and that's how we approach it. You know, a tough game for us tonight, but there's things that we know we can be better at in game 2 to help us get a victory.
Now, follow up. What are some of the things that you saw out there that gives y'all the confidence? I mean, either one can answer it. That gives y'all the confidence to know that you could come back and get this.
Shooting 6 for 34 from 3.
Yeah. Obviously, like we're not trying to miss shots, but things that we can control is rebounding the basketball and not turning the basketball over. Like, that's things that we can't control, and once we do that next game, we'll have a better chance of winning. But, you know, we let one slip away. All right, ready for game 2.
James, you've played in tons of deep playoff series in your career, but Tyrese, Paul, Matisse, those guys haven't really. So what is your message to them if you lose the first one about how much there's still left to play?
Yeah, it's one game. It's one game, but things can turn fast. So, you know, the sooner we can correct the things that we can control, the better off we'll be. We're a very confident group, and, you know, we're excited for film tomorrow, things that we can get better at, and we'll be ready game 2. Simple.
Last one, guys. Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
Tyler Hero led the Heat with 25 on 53%.